Hello, Jason here. Um, I have you know, I guess I need read glasses, so I have these little bifocal lenses in my glasses. That's why you'll see me looking up like this. So, anyways, I'm gonna make a quick video. I'm gonna give you the last two videos were too long, right? And I just got too carried away. You know what I mean? Because if there's so much information that's what's flying out there, but it's relatively the same topics constantly with when it comes to Christian community, right? They're trying to they got to keep reinforcing their ideas, right? When there's like a whole massive Bible there, right? Which is it's terrible. Like there's like they go into right now the topic throughout the what I've known since I think probably maybe about 6 years ago when I started noticing when the Christian community started, being hung up on Daniel, right? And then certain select verses of Revelations, right, that they keep going back and forth, like I said, in a hamster wheel, right? Because they're trying to convince people that this is happening. This is how it's going to be done, right? So, but they don't know. Anyways, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about this. Right. This is from that. This is where I just got that from. Right. My information is from here. If not, I just usually copy and paste from Bible Hub if it needs to be done real quick. So sometimes it's not included in there. Sometimes the Lord is LOOO capitalized is where I copy and paste. You might see that too in some of my notes. I don't catch it right away. Okay. On the in this one, it's always capital L, lowercase, all throughout the Bible. Okay, it's constant. All right. So there's no capital LORD, right? That's why people are kind of getting confused, like between the Lords. Like there's a capital L and small lowercase and then all capital, right? So these newer Bibles, they have done that. They switched it up to give you that misunderstanding. There's understand. There's only one God, right? And that's the God of Israel in the Bible. But He's also the it, the God of the earth, God of everything. He's the ultimate, the Alpha and Omega. There's not just the Alpha and the Omega. Oh, there's the second Alpha Omega over there. There's the one, the earth. There's the sky. They're not all over the place. There's just one. Right? There's just one, and that's the Spirit. That's the Spirit of God. And that Spirit of God dwelt in me when I was anointed, when I was a little boy, an infant, 4 days old, where I was circumcised. Okay, just I've said it. Okay. So, and that's just what it is, and that God's Spirit just dwells in me, right? And that's how I'm able to understand what this book is talking about. Because without God's Spirit, I would have no clue what this is saying, right? That's what it means by being Spirit led. The Spirit that's written in the Bible, God's Spirit throughout the Old Testament. That's where heaven is. Isn't that where the Father is? In heaven, in the Word. That's where heaven is. There's no magical place. It's in the Word. Where it is, in your mind. So anyways, I'm going to go by through this. So I'm going to have to lift up my glasses here so I can read it towards you. So and I'm going to show you some music here, but not play the songs because I'll probably get a strike. But anyways, I'll just show you the lyrics. That would probably be better so you can actually see the Spirit in the music. By the words, you'll see it even through Eminem's song that I'll show you. That's why I'm showing you how this Spirit works. That's why I'm posting this information on here so you can see how the Bible is meant to be understood. So this is my testimony, okay? And it's 11:45, uh, the 8th month of the 11th day, 2021, right? And Jason Campeau, testimony. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Isaiah 34:5. I came not to send peace, but a sword. 10:34. Okay, so you can see the pattern there. Revelations 1:11 saying, I'm Alpha and Omega, which is basically telling you that's the Anointed One, right? There's not telling you that's, otherwise it would have said saying I'm the Christ. It would have said that, but it's not. It's saying Alpha and Omega, which is saying Jesus and Jason. Okay, the one, Alpha and Omega. Okay, the first and the last is pretty much what it's saying. That's how you're distinguished as there's the two witnesses. Okay, the first and the last, yeah, see, and what thou seest, okay, this is meant for everyone, right? Seest, write in a book, which is pretty much saying, write in a letter, right? Which is copying what you're seeing right here at this moment, and send it unto the seven churches. Okay, what are the seven churches? See, because John didn't understand what was coming in the future times, he put the places of what he understood. Okay, simply put. So these seven churches is, how shall I say it? I guess I'll put that right here. The G7. Okay, that's the leaders. Let's say Canada, United States, Ukraine, UK, yeah, Britain, Germany, France, and you understand the seven of them. That's them. Okay. These are the letters that I'll be sending to these leaders, each one of them. Okay, this is what I've been working on. So when I'm contacting people on YouTube, okay, okay, it's a courtesy. Okay, so that's something you have to understand. It's a courtesy. Okay, I am putting these comments, the Word of God, right? How you're supposed to see it, right? Because the God's Spirit should be declared from beginning and end, or from end from beginning, right? So to speak. That's how you find God's Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit, God's Spirit. Okay, and that's one that dwells inside this that I was born with. Okay, so that's how I understand the word. So this is Isaiah 9:6, which just talks about a son will be born, a son will be given, the government shall be on his shoulder, right? And he's the Prince of Peace, like uh, the mighty God, right? So this is description of who he is. So which is actually a person. Okay. So everything that is talking about God, it's referred to him as a person with the God Spirit. How you can't separate the both. Okay. Because God's Spirit, like like I was just finished telling you, is written in here. It's not some magical place, it's in the Word. Okay, this is how you'll be able to understand where God is. He's in heaven, he's in the book, he's been written, right? Which is in people's minds, the prophets' minds. This is what they seen because of their devotion, because of their faith. And they're like, to have the faith of the prophets, you have to give up your life as per what Jesus says, because no greater love than a man give his life for another human being. If anybody can do that, give up your life, then you'll demonstrate faith. If nobody, I know nobody can do it. I know that. Nobody can do it. Right? That's the first thing you have to admit. Is that I do not understand. Let me understand. Give me the understanding and the wisdom by God's Spirit written in the Word to help me guide me with the Word, which first he'll guide you into the original, the English version was 1611. That's where I was led. Because like I said, the 1611 is, they say it's filled with mistakes. No, those mistakes are meant to be there. Right, so the group of 7, how about we just YouTube it, right? Just easy enough. Walk along with you. I'll just keep this an hour, right? So I'm going to be patient today and just, don't let my emotions get the hold of me. See, I'm guilty of that too. You're going to condemn me for that? Crazy. I've already accepted who I am. All right? I have feelings. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to get happy. Do you know what I mean? I can also feel sad. I can even feel anxious. I'm allowed these emotions. Okay? That is being honest with yourself. So that's why I said, you guys can think whatever you will with me. It doesn't matter to me. I've already been through the fire with white people bullying me my whole life, which they're still doing to this day. Right? So that, let me tell you, the group of 7. The group of 7, G7, is an intergovernmental political forum consisting of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, United States. Its members are the world's largest IMF advanced economies. Now, do you see why my letters don't matter to you? Because you're not the people I'm to contact. And the wealthiest liberal democracies. The group is officially organized around shared values of pluralism and representative government. So now shall I refer you back to the government shall be on his shoulder? Do you guys understand what that means now? Well, I thank you for accepting a new, brighter understanding that ties in with what's happening with the reality. Okay, so that's what I've always tried to bring to the table, a realistic perspective to the world of God. Not some fantasy imaginary like what, religious zealots like to do, right? Full of, this, that, and this, that, and this, that, it's just, whew, it's just like, wow. Anyways, so we see what that is, right? Right? So this, as of 2018, the G7 nations account for close to 60% of the global net wealth, 317 children. That's pretty much close to 316, but if you read that Bible verse, 317 in John, just open your eyes. That's why I say just type in 317, like 317 KJV, okay? And you'll see the first verse that pops up. You'll be just totally blown away, right? 32 to 46% of the global gross domestic product. So who's the bosses? Who runs the world? That's the great question that people are asking. Well, who controls the world? Well, here they are. They're right here. The ones I'm going to be contacting, along with the MLAs of Canada, Army Saskatchewan, and the ministers of Parliament, the MPs, as well as going to United States government as well. So I'll be contacting Biden, like Trudeau, right? And I'll be getting the everything for all these leaders of these countries. Okay, that's my purpose, is to bring peace to the earth. To bring the world back to its original understanding, right? And then there'll be one mindset, and there'll be no reason to argue. There's no, boy, he's here, woo, you know what I mean? So, as the 7th largest developed and advanced economy in the world. Okay, so. Right, so you see all this information. It looks like it's like water, like waves. Hey, the 47th meeting, and I'm 45 now. Well, why can't these this is if people are looking for the rulers of the world? Well, they're right here. But then there's the hidden ones behind them, right? The ones that with the money, right? Those ones. Those are the ones you'll never see. These are the See, if this is talking about a head of a government of a sovereign state, I'm sovereign in North America. So I would be able to stand there too with the G7. So that's what I mean. So anyways, let's continue. And I'll show you that Eminem song here. Okay. It's with lyrics. I won't be playing the sound. But although it's someone else's video that took his music, I don't know. I'm not going to chance it. All right, YouTube. A YouTube and a YouTube. Right here. So I'll mute it. Right? And you can read the lyrics. Just pay attention to it. I'm trying to show you the spirit. Okay, listen to what he says. Right? I know some of you won't like that, but this is what everybody is right now. Okay? This is in a way of the rebellious spirit. But a way that rebellious spirit is the spirit of truth that people don't realize. That's it. You won't like it because the truth stings, right? Now listen. Or not listen, I mean read. Man, it'd be awesome to play the music on here, so, but again, I'm trying to use this for teaching, right? So they can understand what the spirit actually is, right? Started out, look at that, see that number? 36? When this popped in? Now take a look at this. What it says here. Because sometimes you feel tired, feel weak, and when you feel weak, you feel like you want to just give up. I'm sure that's everyone how they feel right now in the religious worlds right now. But you got to search within you. You got to find that inner strength. And just pull that shit out of you, or else shit out of you, and you get that motivation to not give up and not be a quitter. No matter how bad you want to just fall flat on your face and collapse. Okay. Till I collapse, I'm spilling these raps, long as you feel the M. Till the day that I drop, you'll never say that I am not killing them, because when I'm not then, I am stop pinning them, and I am not hip hop, and I'm just not Eminem. Subliminal thoughts, when I'm stop sending them, women are caught in web spin hawk vendom. Adrenaline shots of penicillin could not get the illing to stop. Amoxicillin is just not real enough. The criminal cop killing hip-hop, filing minimal swap to cop millions of pack listeners. Oh, that's a mouthful. Okay, now this is very important. You're coming with me, feel it or not, you're gonna fear it like I showed you. The Spirit of God lives in us. See, this is, you need to start listening to these artists and these popular artists, because they speak truth. No matter how you look at it, it is. You may not like it because that truth is the one that stings you. Okay? And that's what this music does. Okay? These artists are what they call the scorpions that leave stings, right? That the Bible refers to. This is, consider them being the ones that are doing that. Because they come and they spit the truth at you, and it just makes you sting because you don't like it. So you turn off that music because it's unholy music. It's demon music, and what Christians like to say, because they don't like it. They don't like truth, right? It makes them uncomfortable, right? But Eminem tells you how it is, because you have to understand his lifestyle. He grew up in the most destitute, like like I'll quickly show you. He came up from the top, from the bottom, basically. Okay. And it was his heart, and what kept him alive was probably the Spirit of God with him. Okay? Eminem is a hidden one, right? That people don't realize. That God's Spirit's here on the earth, that you just have to find it amongst certain ones, because they proclaim it. And this is the blessing that Eminem has received, because he's declaring God's name, right? He's telling you what the Spirit of God is, that he has it with him. Okay? No one has seen that. See? You're coming with me, feel it or not, you're going to fear it like I showed you. The Spirit of God lives in us. Not the Christ. What you've done is you booted out the Spirit of God and replaced it with the Christ Spirit, right? The deception, what I refer to as the Satan spirit, right? So, but you see now, hey, I just wanted to show you that. So we'll go to the next part. Okay, declaring end. Okay, so this is everyone's end times. This is the Christian community. It's the end times. It's the end times. So that's what that is. So what you don't understand what the end times is, right? Because the end times is the Lord Himself is the one that declares it. So how would you know, right, what the end times are? So declaring the end, which is Revelations 22, right? And what is the year today? 2021. What's next year? 2022. Yes, that's right. That's the end. Declaring the end. The end of Revelations is done. Let the prophecy be finished. Seal it up. It's done. It's over with. There's a deadline. That's your deadline. Do you remember when Daniel was talking? You guys are talking so much about Daniel, right? Seal up the vision. Yeah, that's the end of the book. Revelation 22. It's done, right? From beginning, which is what? Genesis 2:2, which is talking about the seventh day God ended His work. See, it's the end. Can't you see it? Genesis 2:2, Revelation 2:2, declaring the end. Revelation 2:2, from beginning, Genesis 2:2. And on the seventh day, God and God's ended his work. It is finished. Okay, it's done. Which he had made, and rested on the seventh day, which he hath made. The kingdom of God is sovereign. Assumer, Luke 21:30. Do you guys know that verse? Did anyone? So we'll look at that here. So where's the internet? All right. So you can see it yourselves. So Luke, what did I say? 30? No, 21, 30, 21, which is this year, right? 30, which is the amount of days, and KJV. Where's Bible Hub? Luke 21:30. When they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now at hand. Well, that's not the summer he was talking about. He was actually talking about sumer, right? That's what I said. Little spelling missing errors, right? Little can change a whole sentence, just like taking out the Y out of yasin, right? So that's what that is clearly talking about. That's the summary you guys are totally missing about. Okay, so this is the information that's coming that people will realize. So 4500 to 1900 BC, right? The Hebrew year is 5781, right? We all know that, and we all know that 2020 passes by. So we subtracted 3761. This is my tree number. I don't have my wallet with me. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. No, it's in my room. So I could have showed you. I think I showed you in my last video. No, I think I did. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's let you see. No, this is what the trump is. Exodus 19:19. You know, they're waiting for the last final trumpet because God's voice is the trumpet. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by voice. Okay, so anyways, I think I'm going to leave it on that so you guys could just resonate on that. Right, so trying to, right. Oh yeah, I know what I can check out what I wanted to show. The location. Okay, Google Earth. Oh, the screen, my glasses, I can't even look at the screen. Oh my goodness. Oof. Tired. Long day at dialysis, right? Real long day. So anyways, I'll just tell you some, while Google Earth is loading. Right. See, when I had, anyways, I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, I don't wear a mask at dialysis. What they do is they cover me up, right? I don't know why. I don't think nothing has really changed from the time that 2019 up until now, right? I got the vaccine, right? So did my son. That's my faith. I'm untouchable when it comes to God, right? So anyways, have you noticed here, if you go on Google Earth here, right? You notice here, this desert, this bare, this is where a lot of trees were. This is where civilization was at one time. This is where a bunch of people had lived before Columbus came here and destroyed it all, right? And caused all the native nations to separate back in 1492. Right, so there was trees that stood here long ago. That's why it looks like this. So I'll show you Hidden Mountain. As you can see right here, it's in Arizona, I think? Wait a minute, I don't even know. So you're gonna see a river here, right? This is the Rio Grande. This is where the Jew. If you do a study on the Jewish, when he comes, he's gonna be searching for a fish. Okay, the Messiah is coming here to look for a fish. So look on YouTube with the rabbi, and they have videos that talk about that. So what that fish is talking about is the Mexican tetra. Okay, and that Mexican tetra has the ability to heal organs. Okay, so this is the reason why I'm trying to get to Hidden Mountain, so I can access this fish, right? Right? And potentially maybe heal my kidneys, or maybe get, someone to look at it. See, this is where doctors and all this can start jumping on board and start, seeing what I'm doing, and this could actually help humanity, right? Because the Mexican tetra fish, if you Google it, right? Which is down here on the Rio Grande River.
The cana, the Mexican tetra, is a small fish in the family Chiricidae native to subtropical and temperate North America, mostly central and eastern Mexico, Texas and New Mexico. Mexican tetras can form large schools, up to several hundred individuals. These fish prefer sandy or rocky-bottomed pools, but they are found in a diversity of habitats, including fast-moving water. Astyanax mexicana is carnivorous, eating insects and small fish. Some populations also eat plants and green algae. Previously considered a subspecies of Astyanax fasciitis, it is now classified as its own species, and it may represent a species complex. The Mexican tetra is found in two distinct forms depending on its environment: a silver, surface-dwelling form, and about 30 distinct populations of a cave-dwelling form morphologically distinct from the normal form by pronounced loss of pigmentation and eyes. The cave form is thought to be derived from two distinct lineages, implying that these morphological features were lost convergently. Astyanax mexicana has been much studied as a genetic model for adaptations to darkness and eye development and evolution, especially powerful because the species is closely related to another well-known laboratory model, the zebrafish, Danio grillo. Both the regular and cave form of the Mexican tetra are common and popular aquarium fish, easily bred in captivity.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
The Mexican tetra is a small fish with rather unremarkable appearance, but behind its uninteresting first impression is a fascinating tale of evolution, in which different populations have...
Hold on, I want to get to the one where it heals organs. So this is the stuff I'm trying to help
in the darkness. This is a catfish that couldn't find its way out.
Enough talking about Bible stuff. I showed you enough, right? But now I want to show you.
Christine searches for another mass of tree roots that might harbor a cavefish. When we find one, for thousands of years in the complete absence of light and has no eyes. Cave ecosystem, this little fish is the top predator, the great white shark, if you will,
Cool.
of the cave.
Here, I just want to find the information here for you. What time is it here? I'm running on. Okay. Let's see. Let's take my glasses off. Just blind. I need my reading glasses. Okay, where's that information at? So I'm pretty sure you can find that information if you looked for it. But anyways, you get my point. It's here. Like the Mexican tetra is located right here, right in the Rio Grande River, right in some of the lower parts of the caves, right? And this river comes from in here, from all the way up here, right? So when the Exodus story happened, see, the questions you have to ask yourself, right? When Moses lifted up his rod, and then a great wind blew, and then the river parted. Okay, so based on your understanding of the images that you learned in Sunday school, you have this image that Moses was on a rock, and then the waters seemed to part, right? Right? That's what you think, that the waters were really. That's highly unlikely. Now, to the realistic perspective that I was trying to bring up before, that Moses was a prince of Egypt, okay, and the ones that were the Phoenician ships that were there, who were the slaves running or controlling the ships? The Hebrews were the slaves, so they knew how to sail. Okay, so they were expert sailors, and I'm sure Moses, being a prince, commanded the fleet. So I'm sure he had a vessel, his own ship. Okay, so this is the way this is the realistic perspective exactly went down. What really went down when Moses fled from Egypt. Okay, he fled on ships. Okay, because there's a clue there that it says when Moses lifted up his rod, he said, and then a great wind blew. Then the rivers parted, right? Which, if you can understand how a ship is, there's a sail, and when the winds blew, the wind caught that sail, right? And that sent the ship forward. And then when that sends the ship forward, it causes the waters to part. Like, on the wake of the boat, at the what is it, at the bow of the boat, it causes the wake, the river to part. That's exactly what happened, because it took him, what did they say, 40 years to get to where they needed to go. 40 years, 40 months. Okay, and that was crossing the Jordan, which is this river, this lake system here, right? This was the vast, because this must have been long ago, closer together. Okay, they must have been closer together, right? As it talks about in the time of Peleg, right? The land became divided, and that's about the time when these continents further separated. Okay, tectonic plates. Like, I studied geology when I was in university, right? Tectonic plates move, and they move over time, right? And how they move over time is because the volcanic lava that's under it, that's like, it's like floating on top of it, right? And what's happening right now throughout the earth, because the earth is heating up, we all see it, right? The lava under those is causing things to move around. So when the planet moves around and there's lava in one place, that's where we get earthquakes from. Okay, they start slipping and they start moving, right? Just trying to get to a fine spot, right? Because over time, the planet's always constantly changing, basically, right? It never stays in a specific spot. So that's why you look at these continents; they look like they were once one continent at one time. Okay, right? If we look at the earth, you see this massive groove here compared to this. These look, see this barrier right here, this barrier reef, right? We look here, we see this barrier reef, right? That look like they were connected about that point. And that looks like right here, right, could have been a river, right? But over time, like they said, that was probably islands at one time, right? They were probably connected until, like I said, water levels are rising. It's climate change. So they would have disappeared, right? Just like things that happened back in the time of Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis might have went underwater, right? But yeah, that's what I said. This must have been, like, there must have been connected at a long time ago, and they just slid away, right, on this side, on either side, right? But this was probably the canal. This was the canal that when they crossed the Jordan, right? Right, when they're on the ship, right? When they came from over here, right? From Israel or Egypt, right? From here. They sailed here. They went through here, right? And you see how that canal is going, right? Looks like it was connected. It was connected to this part here, and then this part was over here, and then you see this canal, and then this was the land bridge right here, right? It was connected right here at one time to this, right? So when they came, they sailed in here. Then there's the Gulf of Mexico was here, was open up, right? They sailed into here to the Gulf of Mexico, came into the land of. They came to a how the Bible describes. They came. They were just half dying because you're on a boat. They don't know where they're going, right? And then they need to come to water because they were dying of thirst, right? And then eventually they came to upon dry land, is what the Bible describes, right? Which was right here, right? Right at the Rio Grande River, right? This is where they came here. They right here. Then they went. Then they continued up. And they continued up with the river, where the border. I think where the border is. I should put the borders on there. Right, see right there. There's where they came in there to dry land. This is the river system. This is the border. Just following the river. All the way up here. That's why you see that there's strange things, and why Area 51 is a possible clue to all this, where all these strange UFOs come down, right? This is probably where it's been happening. It still is, probably. See, here's the Los Lunas, New Mexico, right? And here's Albuquerque. This is where the gathering of nations is, where the Native nations gather, right? Powwow dancing right here. Isn't that coincidence right here? Do you remember the story of Jacob? That Jacob he fell asleep on his head on a stone. That was the stone, like, of this is where the Decalogue stone is. You know, the one I showed you at where is this? Leland Jones. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm running into time. So this is the Decalogue stone, right? the Ten Commandments. Leland Jones, right? This is I include this link to people's channels, right, so they can see it for themselves. Right? This is he went there and he documented it. The Ten Commandments, laws in Mexico, right? This is how it looks.
This is first impressions,
This
the
is that
first
mountain.
moment I'm seeing it. And this is the mountain here.
Right, so this is where it is. So I'll show you where it actually would be. Right here. This is where it'd be the path would be right here. Right? The path up. That stone would be right around here. Right? Right? So you see where that is. And what people don't seem to realize when I was looking here, right? This is quite interesting. Right? There was something here by here. Right? See? Something here. Right? There was a massive building here. Right? And you can see these outlines of certain things. Right? This river must have been bigger at one time before it started drying up. Right? So you can see there's see, look at this. Look at this mountaintop here. This is that's pretty flat considering, right? I want to show you something in here that I noticed. Look, there's something here. Can you see these lines? You can see the lines there, right? Can you see those lines? See, there's something clearly here. That looks like a cross, right? See, look, there's it's probably the highest point. Look, this would be look at that. See, this, if you were wanting to defend a high position, this would be the spot to do it, right? The Ten Commandments would be here, right? Coming up this walkway up here, right? It's probably right here, the Ten Commandments, and it continues walking up. This, look at this. It looks like look at these. See these remnants, these buildings. There must have been buildings here. Look at that. This is a man-made structure. See how they built the inclines, right? And look, this must have been walked up thousands of times. This look at it. It's a pyramid. These could be also defensive structures. Anyways, but this is where the Ten Commandments is located. Okay, but this is a remnants of a building, of a defensive structure. So this is the structure. See these the walls here, like these rocks. This was a defensive structure. Okay. These rocks were not put here just because they were left here. These were left here because this was this was wall, right? This is where the Ten Commandments, and this is where ancient Jerusalem was once long ago, right? This is what it was. This is where it was. This is the hidden mountain that Isaiah 65:11 talks about. Woe that forget my holy mountain. But you get it now. Now I want to show you something else. Right, that's in New Mexico. Okay, map's upside down. All right. See, I was just listening to some of these and these mountain ranges here, eh? The Appalachian Mountains. Just listening to the people and their stories about what's going on down there. So in Ohio, I'm not sure if you all know what Snake Mound is, but the Bible refers to is that the devil will be cast into the earth, right? I'll show you what that is. That's called Snake Mound, right? And that's in here. Or Serpent Mound, right? So this is where the Bible refers to as being casted into the earth. This is it, right here. As a reminder that the devil can be beaten, the snake can be beaten, right? Now, I want to go show you the Newark Holy Stones. Okay, so if you guys want to understand what the Newark Holy, see, Jeremiah was talking. Jeremiah had he was the last one. Oh, my eyes are just going from this computer. I'm just exhausted. That's all. So the Newark Holy Stones were found in a burial site. One of my ancestors, he had these stones, okay, and these two stones. All right, these are there's going to be there's two stones here, okay. Leland Jones again, okay.
In this video, we're going to go over the Newark Holy Stones. This is in
There's actually two of them, right,
of the
that were found
in Newark, Ohio.
So, you know, the Bible refers to the Ark of the Covenant, right? And those are the two stones, or the real 10 Commandments are those two things there, right? There's one with a guy with a beard and one without a beard. Okay, there's two of those stones. Those are the two stones that were found that were in the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, that no one's ever seen them, so they don't know. Okay, so that's why they're here, but they're looking right at them, and people don't even realize, right? So those two stones, I'll tell you how the story happened. Okay, so Nebuchadnezzar came. Who's Nebuchadnezzar? You got to remember the prophets had prophesied what was coming, but they didn't know what their real names were. So they just put the name to the story, right? You know, that's a prophecy. Okay, so who is actually the one that came to North America here and caused great destruction, the abomination of desolation? Okay, because there was a civilization here. My people, all the natives that were here in North America, there was one grand civilization. Columbus came, took out that king, and scattered the people. Thereby, people forgetting the 10 Commandments that's there, causing the abomination of desolation. right? Because they lost that information. Because Columbus or Nebuchadnezzar's greed got the best of him. And Jeremiah, okay, he hid those stones because he was the last one person to have them, as what's written. Right? He took those stones and he gave them to one of my ancestors for safekeeping. Okay, because Jeremiah knew who we were. So the angel took it and it was buried with him. That's why they found those two stones in Newark, buried with a native man. All the information's there at Newark. How they're found, they're buried with a Native American man. That would be a question. What's a Native American man doing with Hebrew relics? Right? Unless they're connected.
Ohio, guys. It's around the area.
Our people have always been connected. We've been traveling over and over. But modern day history, only Columbus came. But there's recorded evidence that the Phoenicians were traveling all over the world already prior to Columbus.
Of this stone, the purpose of this video is to
Even
attempt to read
the
it,
Hebrews
okay?
in Moses' time was sailing
Talked about
the
this.
seven seas.
I have other examples of Decalogue 10 commandments found in America that are Paleo Hebrew. For example, New Mexico, I'll have other videos on that. But this one, we're going to attempt to read this stone. That's the purpose of this one. We don't know if it's authentic or not. I'll show you in the end of the video.
If it's from God, it's authentic.
But you can see we have some tables here, and we have some
See, the real ones are here. Those are the ones.
from Ohio State University, where they've shown us how to read this. It's very difficult. Please bear with me. I'm no, kind of linguist expert by any means, but of all the information that I've seen on this,
So you can see that on his channel.
This one here, guys, is the challenge I found is it's not many people are showing us how to translate it. Okay, it's very challenging, and I'll show you how to read it. But you can see this is an example of.
See, what I'm trying to say is that we need to start looking at things in more of realistic perspective. The truth, because it's all the information's here in North America. There's no denying it anymore. There's a lot of people out on the YouTube community right now that know that the holy stuff is all here in North America. The only ones that are out of the loop are the Christians. Okay, they don't want to listen, right? And that's the sad part, because there's wonderful things in this world that we can discover, and that's the art of learning. We should all strive for that. All learn, because if we don't learn, well, how are we going to move forward? Right? These things are here, like the Ten Commandments stone is right here, right? This is where the Ten Commandments is. We need to start questioning it. We need to start asking why. What's that there? We need to start preserving it. We need to start protecting it and start bringing people information to this so they can understand that the Ten Commandments is here in North America. Okay? And the two stones, these two Newark stones found in Ohio in the museum there, they're there near Serpent Mound. And where the Bible describes where Satan was casted, or the devil was, was it Satan? No, the serpent was casted to the earth. Right? Right? And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. See, he was casted out into the earth. There it is. Pretty wonderful stuff, huh? And his angels were cast out with him. See, this has happened already before. If you don't remember the beginning of Genesis, when man, you remember that story? Remember, this is when the time the continents were one. Okay, way back when Adam and Eve days, right? This is when the continent was. It was called Pangea. If you understand your geology, it was called Pangea. It was when the continent was one, right? And then what happened was an asteroid came, boom, cracked the continent like an egg, right? Caused the flood, right? Causing the tectonic plates to split. That's what happened. Now we're in the present day, right? Earth, right? Does it make sense now, right? Because how the Bible describes is that they're kicked out from the eastern gate, so they went east. As we see them in the Middle East, right? The people, they moved that way, but they were in this area. This is where they defeated Satan the first time when they kicked him out. They were expelled, which is the ones that turned against God, who rebelled against God. Adam and Eve rebelled. So, anyways, I'm gonna let it. Just gonna let it cut it short here right now. But I'm extremely tired. I just wanted to show you these other sites that other people are finding. See, these things are here, guys. All right, you can go there and travel and witness these sites here that I'm showing you. You can see them with your very own eyes, and you can take your own faith and go there and pray, right? To go see them literally, to feel the energy that was there once that was there, right? Right? You can go visit this. It's right there. It's right before your eyes. You can go down and visit it. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. I know some of the times I can get impatient with people. I ask your forgiveness, right? I just have high blood pressure, okay? And I overreact to me because it's just, I try my best to keep my patience and my cool, okay? It's extremely hard for me knowing that what I know, the information I know, what I know and how I know it, that all I do is want to share my information to the world. I don't want to hold it because the more I hold, it's just like, I mean? I need to spill the beans. It's what's causing me to be sick. So the more I declare the truth to you, the more I'm going to be healing myself. All right? So if you want to learn, you're welcome to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not here to fight. I'm just here wanting to show you what the word is trying to say. All right? You need to listen to these Johnny Cash songs. Right? So, again, love the Lord your God with your heart, mind, and soul. Matthew 5:17. I didn't come to take away the law of the prophets. I came to fulfill. Thank you, and God bless, and love you all.